if you're working too fast, you're gonna end up breaking stuff, you're gonna end up messing stuff up, you're gonna end up doing a crappy job, and then now you're working slow. Now you're gonna have to fix the machine, you're gonna have to fix what you did wrong because you're going too fast. So I think you guys understand what I'm saying here. Is the slower you go, and to a point, you want to be efficient, the slower you go, the better the job's going to be, and the less of a chance you're going to break your machine. Now, I'm not saying work as slow as possible. I'm just saying work at a speed where it's safe for you, safe for the machine, and where you're doing a quality job. So that's the goal. You know, when I say slow is fast and fast is slow, some of the guys are going to rush it. They're going to do a rush job. It's going to be a shitty job, and they're going to end up breaking stuff, whether it's, you know, stuff around them or their own machine. They're going to have issues. So don't be one of those guys where, you know, just jam it out and go to the next job. Do a good job, you know, and do it right and do it safe. And work at a good pace. You know, you'll get faster over time. So start off slow, and then just, you know, get the skills down first, get the techniques down first, and then you can start to speed yourself up, and you'll get better over time where you can work pretty fast and still be safe and still do a good job. So that's a, you know, a really big rule of thumb for excavation is fast is slow and slow is fast. So when I hear guys saying, oh, the machine's too slow, you know, I call bullshit immediately. You know, I pretty much would say every single machine out there is as fast as you need to be. You know, you don't need it to be faster. You know, what are you trying to do? You're not in a race. You know, I mean, you're not, you know, this is not a race car. You know, this is excavation. Excavation in general is very slow. So, you know, when guys are saying, you know, they don't want to, their swing rate or their speed on swinging is not 50 miles an hour, it's like, what do you guys want, man? I mean, I don't know what kind of work they're going to be doing, but I wouldn't want them on my job site, you know, working like that. I mean, they're going to kill somebody, or they're going to hurt themselves or break the machine. So, you know, again, when you hear people say, you know, the machine's too slow, you know, don't believe that crap. You know, these machines, pretty much all machines, are as fast as they need to be, or even faster than they need to be. I think this machine is faster than it needs to be. So, again, when I run it in beast mode, it jams, man. You really gotta, like, be careful with slight movements. It's a little difficult because it goes too fast. So, you know, I use it for moving material and ripping a hard rock when I need the extra power. But other than that, I'm running eco mode, and honestly, it's not about, for me, I'm not running eco mode to save diesel. I mean, I don't really care, actually. It's not that big of a difference. I mean, a little bit, but it's not that big of a difference where I'm like, oh, I gotta run eco mode to make it in this business. Like, nah, I run eco mode to run smoother and at a better pace. You know, it's, again, running in high power mode is, a lot of times, it's just a little too fast. I mean, it gets kind of sketchy. And, you know, some of you guys may say, oh, well, you just got to get better at operating. Well, you know, whatever, it is what it is. You want us, you know, claim that kind of crap, go ahead, but watch my other videos and see what I do. You know, I'm good at doing excavation work, so it's not about that. And yes, everyone can get better, and even the guys that claim they're the best, they can get better. So yes, I can get better, and I will get a little bit faster, but I don't really want to get faster. I mean, I do it fast enough already where I think I'm doing it too fast. I gotta slow down sometimes, and I catch myself that I'm like, God, I need to slow down. You know, I'm going a little too fast, and you know, I'll once in a while, like, I'll tap the blade or something, or just hit a rock, side swiping a little bit because I'm just running so fast. And you know, again, you want to be careful with that, because I don't care how good you are, you're gonna make mistakes. We're only human. We're not robots. So, you know, don't think the machines are too slow and they're fast enough. And, you know, don't buy a machine because you think, oh, it's the fastest machine out there, and that's what you want. That's not what you want. You want reliability and durability. And, you know, I'm sure some machines are faster than others, but again, don't buy a machine because it's fast. You know, you want to buy a machine for durability, reliability, and, you know, just there's a few other factors like parts availability and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's just kind of, it's hard when you have bad information out there, and, you know, guys promoting certain machines because they're sponsored by them or in the pockets of them, and, you know, putting out bad information. So, you know, try to do a lot of good research and try to get the information from guys that are not sponsored by companies, or, you know, are just, you know, just so stuck on one company that they don't try anything else, or they don't do the research on anything else. So, you know, and again, it's going to be hard to find good information out there, but, you know, I'm going to try my best here, and I'm being honest with you guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat or fluff anything up. You know, that is I'm so against that. I cannot stand that kind of stuff. So I will never do that, and I will never put out bad information. And if I ever put out information where it's a little bit inaccurate, I will make sure I will update you guys and fix that. You know, I'm only human. I'm not going to be 100% accurate in everything, but for the big things, like telling you what machine I think is best, and from the experience I have, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that and lie to you guys. You know, I'm not trying to get sponsored by Cat or anything, or stuff like that. I'm just gonna give you the honest truth about everything. You know, Cat has its issues, like every other company, but I think from my experience so far, I can't find any company that's better at the moment. You know, so if something else, another company, you know, starts just kicking ass and, you know, blows Cat out of the water, I'll let you guys know. So, but at this time, 2019, you ain't gonna find anything better than a Cat. So, and again, every company's got their quirks and their problems, but the best option is gonna be Cat. So, Komatsu's another good company. You know, don't steer away from Komatsu. Make sure you got parts availability. I think that's going to be your issue with Komatsu. Komatsu's great. I like Komatsu. I mean, they're you know, I'd say they're the #2 company in the world for excavators or machines. So Komatsu's going to be, you know, up there. And where Cat really beats them is availability on parts and aftermarket parts and stuff like that, because there's so much Cat out there that you're gonna have an easier time finding stuff. So, you know, that's where Cat dominates. But durability, I mean, Cat just has that edge with how strong they are, how much abuse it can take. So, you know, that's something to really think about, is if you're gonna abuse that machine, right, in an area where you're gonna abuse it, that's Cat is the one you want. I mean, again, I mentioned it before, but Big Island of Hawaii here, this is where machines go to die, and it's because the terrain is harsh, so harsh on machines. So this is a good test for any machines, and Cats are pretty much the only ones that are surviving here. I mean, there's some Komatsu, and then the small ones you see a lot of Takeuchis because they're strong little machines, but Cats are #1 around here. And that's for good reason. Again, it's not me just trying to, you know, I don't know, like I'm a Cat fanboy or anything. I'm just going by what machines are lasting in this kind of terrain. And this is one of the harshest terrains you're ever going to put a machine in, and you know, it's a good test for these machines. So corporation or an equipment company and you're watching this, you want to test your machines, send them to the big island of Hawaii, man. We'll test them. I mean, this is the true test on how durable a machine is. I mean, we're dealing with some of the hardest rock in the world and some of the most unstable ground and mix of material that we're working in, and just the harsh sun and the humidity and how wet it can get. Just everything about this kind of environment is against the machines. So I mean, I want something that's going to last, and again, Cat's going to be the one. Anyway, I'm getting close. I couldn't grub all of that. I only could reach a little bit. I'll just do the rest by hand. Just going to continue to move forward and work this road and work the slope, and I got to work this section down here. It just sucks when I turn. I'm just tearing this stuff up, but I'll fix it on the way out. So I'm continuing this section down here right above the house, where I'm just working this slower spot and this bypass road. So I'm getting close. I'm about halfway there. So I got this section to finish up. And then I'll start working on the road as I go out, kind of reshaping it a little bit. But I got to get in here. There's some boulders I got to hide in this material, and then kind of smooth this out a little bit better. So I don't think I have enough material to go all the way to the edge. So there's going to be a slight terrace here below. Just gonna toss this forward and get this stuff to the edge, and I can pack it in. I hope the weather holds today. It's been bad. I mean, just so wet. Such a wet winter. It sucks. But I think the fog, the volcanic emissions that we had that went away, it's causing a lot of this. I mean, the weather's going to be different from now on. So I don't really know, and no one really knows. I mean, some of the old timers may know before the volcano went off, but it started in 1983. I mean, I was born in 82, so I mean, it's in my entire life there was volcanic emissions, and the weather has been different with that. So now that it's stopped, the weather's changing, and so far we've had a really wet winter. I mean, not crazy wet like the summers, but way wetter than it should be. I mean, this month's supposed to be the driest month of the winter, and it has been the wettest month of the winter. So definitely changing. So I'm gonna have to readjust to that. Hopefully the summers are drier. I mean, I'm hoping that's what it's gonna be, but it might just kind of all blend in where it's kind of, you know, got some wet weather throughout the whole year, which in a way it kind of sucks. I mean, I guess if you're a farmer, you're stoked on that, but I'd rather have have it where I know there's going to be dry at certain times of the year, so you can get stuff done, you know. So now that it's, you know, adjusting, I mean, we'll see how the summer is, but if it's you know, if the summer dries up a little bit, I guess that helps. But I'm just bummed that the winter is not as dry as it should be. I really like the dry weather here. I mean, it's amazing when it's dry. I mean, it's not dry like in the mainland. I mean, it's perfection here when we got dry weather. I mean, it's just clear. You know, we didn't got no mud or anything like that. And it up here at this elevation, we have enough dew on the ground, so everything still stays green. I mean, my grass never goes brown, even like with 2 months of just no rain. I mean, it, you know, again, the moisture just from the air, it's still humid enough. I mean, it drops down to around 60%, which is pretty nice. It's like perfection. So it's not in like the mainland where it drops really low humidity and it's so dry and you get dry skin and all that kind of stuff. We don't get any of that here. But dang, it's been a wet winter. Try and grab this a little bit. I can't really grab a lot of this material, and I don't want to grab it too low because I'm going to erode the edge here. So I'll probably just do a lot of this by hand. Just gonna toss it down here. I can't really get much of this. Scoops, and I got a massive hole. There's a few that were in there already. We put the big ones in there first. The rest of this out of the bucket. Put T in this section too, just because it's kind of a random spot for anything else. I mean, well, it'd be nice to have a little like gazebo or something up in here. It's got a killer view from this spot. Might think about doing something like that. So let's see. Alright, well that's it for the boulders. Put this dirt back on. Reshape this and be good to go. So if you got a machine big enough, that's what you want to do. I mean, don't be afraid of digging a hole if you can dig it that fast. You can see how fast that was. I mean, it was just 3 scoops and a massive hole to hide those boulders. So, you know, just remember that. I see some guys trying to do funky things and they forget that they can just dig a hole. You know, I mean, just use the machine to do the work, and you know, just remember what the machine can do. So, and then, you know, even for me, sometimes I'm like, don't realize when you're looking at something, you know, you got to remember what, like how productive these are and how fast it is to move the earth. So use the machine to do the work and get it done. You know, use the techniques that you learn, and you'll get better over time, and you'll remember what it can do and what you can do with it. You know, again, like if you got a steep area where you can't get to, well, cut yourself a path, you know, stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't take very long at all. Pack this all in. I'm gonna probably track it a bit just because I don't want erosion right here. I wasn't able to build this up enough, so this is, it's not really how I want it. I'd want this side higher. I just don't have enough material, so it's not a big pad, so it's not going to really matter. You know, it's a small section, so everything coming from above is going to hit that road and shoot back to the side. So it's, again, if it's a small little tiny pad, and you know, you're not going to build like a house on or anything, just that's fine. It can be tapered forward, but you know, there's not a lot of water going to be coming off of this. But again, you want to try your best to get the edge of it higher. Again, this is kind of the natural slope of the land, so you can see on this side here how it just naturally slopes. So anything that rains here is just going to go down. That's fine. It's not a lot. But everything from behind here and up above, I want to shoot that. I'm going to cut a ditch on this road, and it's going to shoot it to the side. So I don't want all that coming down too. So that's a little too much. So you want to, you know, think about your drainage. And again, little spots like this, it's not going to really matter. Again, I got a drainage ditch right below here, so all, like from this pad I'm on, it's going to go right down, hit that drainage ditch, and shoot to the side. So no problem. I have no problem with having this bottom section a little bit lower. This is, again, it's just material I pushed here, and I'm going with the lay of the land in this little section. Always remember what's below and take a look at it and see if, you know, if that's going to cause any issues with drainage. Alright, so I'm gonna end this video. So that was it for this section. In the next video, I'll show you guys what I'm gonna be doing when I cut this road and cut the drainage ditch along the back side of it. So I'll talk to you guys later.